Coach, natapos na yung UFL, the season, the league and the cup for 2011-2012. So, before we go to the next season of the UFL, sino ba yung mga surprise for you? Like, for example, who would you pick as your, siguro, group of players that really helped you, or not helped you, or really impressed you? So, yun natin kasi marami namang players talaga na magaling. But,
You heard of a player, Alvin Perez?
wala yun ko.
Wala pa coach na UFL.
No, I haven't finished yet. He doesn't impress me at all.
Si Roy Moore, coach.
Justin Bieber hairdo. Anyway.
Apparently Coach Hans likes me.
Because of the hairdo.
Because I look like Justin Bieber. That's a different story.
Kaya coach, para na lang, ilagay natin sa per line, di ba? Goalkeepers, who would you, top 3 na tingin nyo really made that big
3 or
of an
4. I mean, number 1, at the bottom, everybody's calling him, how do you say, awkward, very tall, the second keeper of Global. After Pau got his, right, his surgery and all that. He looked funny, but he did his job. Saba, of course, was up there. That's one reason also why Kaya went up the ladder also, because of Saba's. And Ref is still young, not that young, but he can still learn a lot more. And of course, for the Archers, that we're not last place and we're not relegated, partly also because of Dato
Patrick
as keepers. Yes, those are my.
Yung sa keeper coach.
Yes.
Defensive, mga central back, wing back natin, sino ba coach?
You know, what I've noticed, there are only a few teams that really played with the sweeper. A lot of the teams played with flat 4. Because me, I don't believe in the flat 4. Although Archers played flat 4, I still don't believe in the flat 4. And my coaches know that. I told them that. But the thing is, the real sweeper that I've seen that comes from my mind is Pat Ozaita. He has played that position since he was in elementary.
Yep.
I've seen him grow all the way up to the UFL. He still plays in that position. He knows, he's got the patience, he's not sabog. You know, there are quite a few number of central defenders that have done their job, like Jason Sabio, although I know he is really more of a wingback, but in Kaya, he was used in the middle. Well, Kaya have changed a lot of their positionings depending on who they have on the day of the game. Of course, Ali Bor, if he was there, if he was playing the back line. But usually when he plays for Kaya, he doesn't like to play the back line. He likes to play a little bit higher.
Midfielder, striker.
Yeah, but let's not talk about Ali because he didn't play. I'm saying these Kaya players. The back guy of Stallions,
Yung Pinoy coach, yung Korean.
Pinoy.
Si Jake Hugo, yung dating FE.
The last call, the last man always.
Jake.
He's not tall.
Medyo payat.
But he gets his job done also.
Jake Hugo.
A number of few players more, but like I said, the flat 4, there's a lot of goals in the game, the UFL. It's so simple to break the flat 4. It's so easy to beat the flat 4. I'm still a sweeper type of guy. I have a back 4.
Hindi flat.
I don't have a flat 4. So there's a big difference there. I'm sure somebody's gonna Facebook me and find me. Coach, what's the difference between a flat 4 and a back 4?
Magtatanong, marami, at least coach, diba? Marami nang magtatanong para lalong madagdagan yung alam niya sa
with wing backs, there's no particular real player that impresses me, because if you call full back, a lot. Wing back, not too much. A lot of people don't know this, just for the education of the others. That's why it's called now a wing back, because you play also the wings. That means it's overlapping. You don't just play as a full back, but you're attacking. That's why it's called wing back. There's a winger, there's a wing back. Before it's a winger and a full back. You play full back, that's traditional defensive parlay, So, but wing backs, not too much, except maybe from Air Force. From Air Force, I would see. Roel Henner in the Army is a very good example of a wing back. Because sometimes you see him play, you think he's a winger, but actually he's coming from the back line also. So far, with regards to that, that's the only thing.
Yun yung
the only
position ko
players.
dati. Yun yung position ko dati.
Yung wingback.
Yeah, don't be impressed.
Surprised.
Surprise, yes.
Wasn't
yes,
impressed.
yes, yes.
Mayabang ka. With your hair, ha? Dala-dala mo, ha? Sige, fine. Ayaw nyo
Okay,
na to.
so we've got the defense. Who impressed you most in midfield then?
Impressed me.
Best players of the UFL season.
Cortina.
David Cortina.
Well, no wonder I'm impressed by him because he's a senior statesman in the UFL, right? He's played a lot of football in different countries, different clubs. That's why that's why he impressed me. He's covered a lot of space. Okay, there are a lot of other players in the midfield, central, that are lost. Meaning lost is they were not given their freedom. While David Cortina was playing his way. I don't care what the coach tells him to do, but he was everywhere.
Strength niya kasi.
He was yes. He was able to play with his strength. The other midfielders were not. Okay? Of course, the wingers, Chiefy, James, okay, Claro, they are the most outstanding in the wings, the wing positions. One side each.
Yeah.
There were not so many other wingers that, if we're talking about top, pinaka. May show ng pinaka yun. Pero it's a good station. Anyway, yun dapat kasama yan dito, pinaka.
Pinaka.
Okay. So wings, that's the, like I said, in the middle, central, a lot. But I'm not really impressive as David Cortina because they weren't given
That space, that freedom.
Yes, the freedom to do what they're supposed to do. You know, David Cortina reminds me of like Xavi. He can go.
Yeah.
He
Go
goes.
up and down.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Where the ball distribution is, he's there. That's what the central midfielder is. You control the tempo.
And so who would you partner with him in the centre? If we've got Chiefy on the left,
James
on the right, Cortina in the
Cortina
centre, more as the playmaker, I guess, but deep lying if he's like Xavi. Who would you
Sino
partner
ang
with?
Xavi Alonso ng...
What's his name?
Alonso,
Ide?
okay.
Is it Ide? The two Japanese players, Kaya and
Yu Hoshide
Kaya
and
from
Masai
Kaya.
Omura.
Yes.
From Kaya.
So,
Those two.
Masahi,
Masahi?
I think. Masai Omura.
Masahi.
Masahi. Oo, iba yung coach.
Champ pala yun.
Masahi.
Omura
Yeah, Omura.
of Kaya. If you notice, he was playing back. He's a central midfielder. He played the sweeper, last man stopper. So he's got a lot of experience and he covers a lot of ground. While what's his name from Global?
Yu Hoshide.
He's got a lot. He's another older statesman in the UFL. From what I know, he has played a lot of football abroad. So you can see the patience. That's why I'm saying they played a lot of football abroad. You can see their maturity in the game. They're not loose. They're not excited, overexcited. They do what they have to do. They go on defense, they go on offense, they cover, they hold, and that's what they're supposed to do. So it's either one of these two Japanese players that can match up with what's his name,
David Cortina.
David. Yeah.
And finally up front, just very
The
quickly.
the potent strikers.
Yeah.
Of course, without a doubt, Phil, and then what's his name from Army did quite well, but Pasilan.
Yun nga, coach eh. I mean, for me kasi, like, pwedeng isama rin si Tateng because he scores when it matters most eh.
Yeah, but he could have scored a lot more.
Shout out to Tateng!
Hindi lang shout out, slap out later. No, he could have scored a lot more. He knows that. He's been reminded by me, by the coaching staff. If he does more with his speed and if he moves a lot more, he could score a lot more. He's got to get back his old regular game. Very potent would also be Izu. I love Izu. I mean, he was my player for 2 years, 2 years and a half, right? So with Izu, it's like just like Phil, just give it up.
Wala ka na dyan.
Just give them that space.
Yeah.
And Izu, Phil, they have this relaxed kind of, which you're supposed to have composure, right in front of the goal. Tateng gets overexcited. Sometimes that's why I want to kill him. Okay.
Same way you wanna kill Roy, coach?
No, he's got Justin Bieber's hair.
Okay, that's
It's okay,
hair.
it's okay.
So, maintain that.
Well, those are for me.
Mm.
But not to demean all the
Yeah, of
others.
course, of
but
course.
top rated, I mean, you can't go wrong with the statistics.
Yeah. Sila yung talagang grab your attention na, oy, ito
Yeah.
yung...
Which is funny with Tating is in a team, he's on 8th place. But he's number 3, I think, in the goal scoring. That's easy.
Yeah.
Ito na lang, coach, siguro last question na lang. Who do you think would serve, yung kumbaga i-expect mong tumaas pa yung level of playing?
Club? The team?
Club or
Player?
kung may specific kayo coach sa ano na player na expected nyo na talagang pagdating ng next season,
Well,
better game?
if you ask me, generalizing, all the players should step up. They should be moving up, or else you got no business playing in the UFL. Teams, well, definitely number 1 Archers. Hopefully we'll see a change.
Number 1 Archers, so champions Archers.
Not quite, but hopefully we'll do something better. If not, then that means we did something wrong.
Obviously.
Well, our friendlies have been good, but that's nothing yet. Everybody's saying, oh, lakas ng team nyo, ganito, ganito. I see so many posts telling my players this and that and like that. I don't believe in that. I believe when I see it in the where it matters, the cup and the league. Well, we always do well in the cup, but up to a certain point. The league is a different story. So, Archers number 1. Well, actually, I'd love to see all the teams more balanced.
Balance.
More balanced. Hopefully, there'll be salary caps.
Okay.
Oo.
Hopefully, there'll be salary caps. So,
It'll even
just
things
because
out
you have the
there.
money, I mean, okay, if we're called professional, yeah, sige, buy everyone you want. Okay? But remember, money's not everything. Like I have known for the past few months. Money can't buy everything. Money can buy happiness. Not here in the Philippines, at least, so far. But if there's a player who's going to be offered $1 million, when it reaches the millions, who cares about the they get from their coaches or from their management? I'll stick with it. I mean, my family's eating, right? So, well, number 1 big change, I think, from the teams will be the Archers. Not because I'm biased, but I'm just saying major changes, major, dance there would be the Archers. I know some teams will be changed. Jason De Jong's going to play for the Stallions. Plus those 2 Spanish players.
Yep.
Rufo
And
another
Joaquin.
one. Okay. I heard Loyola is bringing 9 to 11 Koreans. They should be called Loyola Kimchis. Anyway.
Orange naman coach.
Pwede, oo.
Orange.
May sili, ha?
Diba?
Please, Bo.
So for more on casual racism, you can check us out at FTW.
That's not a racist remark.
Grabe.
That's not a racist remark. What other teams are having new players? Simon Greatwich, I think.
Yeah,
Loyola.
transferred to Loyola.
Geraldo na.
Loyola.
What?
Nag-confirm na siya
He
sa...
played for them on the left wing in the Singapore Cup as well.
Yeah.
He was on the
Okay.
list for that. Someone else was on the Singapore Cup list was in there, yeah. So
Yeah, but that's a different story.
see how it goes.
Well, the teams that I would want to see more balance would be Kawawa kasi Navy. It's so hard. I've been always saying this. Once in the military, you don't get that freedom of choice.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I've told the coaching staffs of all Army, Navy, Air Force, because these guys are former players also when I was also in the coaching, and I've told them now what's going to happen with your recruitment.
Wala na. Yun yung mahirap na
That's a different story that you can put as a topic. The military teams in the UFL, where will they end up? Now with the clubs paying this much and that much.
Saan sila kukuha
Unless
na-
you want to be a real career soldier, then you go to the military teams. But now with all the other clubs, okay? So that's it.
So, at least we heard it from Coach Hans himself, the top picks and those Tating slap out daw. Coach Hans, siguro galingan mo daw talaga.
Manda ka.
So-
Makasabay tayo sa aeroplano.
So for more updates for UFL teams, specifically the transfers, the improvements and all that, do follow us on Twitter at FTW Sports.